How you doing, Daylin?
Good, how are
Hood
you?
Devils Digest. Can you talk about your progression from when you first got here until now in spring practice? What are some of the areas you tried to work on? What are some of the areas you're actually seeing some development in your game?
Yeah, I think it's just developing my overall game as a quarterback. I came in behind Jane Daniels, wanting to learn from him a lot. And now that he left, there's an opportunity to get the starting job. So I think the scout team reps, the second team reps, all that's just prepared me better for this quarterback competition coming up.
Donnie Drew and AllSunDevils.com. How do you feel like you've progressed through spring practice so far?
I think I've been getting a lot more comfortable with the offense. The game's coming a lot slower, more confident in all the play calls, being able to make checks, certain receivers, different routes, and all that kind of stuff is just become a lot more smooth and easy to operate the offense.
And then how do you feel like the chemistry is between all of the quarterbacks in the quarterback room, given there is a competition for the starting job?
I think it's good. Competition always brings the best out of people. Having four other quarterbacks in the room is super helpful just because you get to learn from them, see their mistakes, see what they're doing good, and all that.
Jordan Spurgeon, Sports 360 AZ, doubling down on that a little bit. Is there anything you guys are doing off the field together in the quarterback room that you guys are doing to bond?
Not yet. I think we have some more stuff planned after spring ball when we have a little bit more time. We'll probably do some dinners or some activities together just to get closer with each other and bond more.
Remy Massey, State Press. My question for you is, how has it been like just working with Paul so far, coming from a big program? Have you guys been able to work off each other pretty well?
Yeah, Paul's a cool dude from Bama. He has the accent and all that. I like him. I've learned a lot from him just because he was at Bama, so things are a little bit different there. But there's also a lot of similarities. Learning how to handle certain situations, just a good thing.
Thank you.
Jake Seymour, WCSN. Obviously, the new offensive coordinator comes in, and it's a little bit of a different scheme. How have you adjusted to that, and has there been any challenges in spring ball thus far?
I say I kind of started over a little bit, going back through all the installs, learning it from brand new, pretty much. There's a lot more verbiage that's different, but a lot of similar concepts and all that. So I think it's a progression, so it takes some time, but I'm getting better at it for sure.
Chris Cartman, Son of a Source. What's Glenn Thomas really like behind the scenes in meeting rooms? What's his the personal style?
He's a funny guy. He cracks a lot of jokes in meetings, keeps the room loose so we're not super tight. We're having a good time. He has a lot of knowledge, so it's good to learn from him, all the past experience he's had, and it keeps the quarterback room fun for sure.
And what about his feedback to you specifically on what things you need to be really aware of as you move forward?
Yeah, he's super helpful in the meeting rooms. I think the operation of the offense is the most important thing, so learning how to get in and out of huddles, call plays. He's super helpful and not critical, but he gives us good feedback for sure.
How you doing, Finn? Hood Rubino, Devils Digest. Can you talk about your development as a quarterback? What are some of the areas you tried to work on, and you're seeing some positive results from the first day you got to campus until now?
Definitely, the biggest thing is just understanding like just offense in general. I didn't really have a very complex offense in high school. Obviously, I moved around a lot in high school, so I was always changing. But it was never like Coach Hill's offense coming into that. With all the verbiage, it was just crazy. Like it was all over the place and just a bunch of information and like condensing it and really trying to like analyze it and understand it. So that's definitely something I've very felt that I've progressed with a lot, I'd say, and just understanding what the defense is always doing and just certain things like that, I'd say.
And what are the biggest differences you've seen from the Zach Hill offense to the Glenn Thomas scheme?
I feel like they're pretty similar. I mean, there's a lot more play action for sure, as you guys can tell. But it's just, I mean, it's sort of the similar, like, a lot of run game, a lot of pass games, just the same sort of thing, you know. So I don't think it's that different. So.
Jordan Spurgeon, Sports 360 AZ. So everyone's kind of talked about the relationship you guys all have. I want to ask sort of a different question on that. Who's got the most swag in the quarterback room?
Oh, the most swag?
Yeah.
Like outside of the building or inside the building?
I see whoever's back there's pointing right now. So.
Are you pointing at me or who are you pointing at? Oh, that's never true. It's the freshman who never has the most drip. Obviously, I'm going to say myself, but everyone's going to say themselves. But I don't know. Everyone's got their own style. It's fun. So yeah.
Chris, you got anything?
Yeah. just the process of becoming a leader. What's that kind of been like for you as you kind of get older now?
Well, yeah, coming from high school, it's just like it's a lot easier because it's like the quarterback, like everyone kind of looks up to you as like that guy, especially as you get older in high school. But as a freshman, it was definitely harder. You just kind of have to create relationships with everybody and just kind of just be cool with everybody. Obviously, no one's really gonna look at you as like, especially with Jaden as the quarterback last year. It was like, oh, Jaden's the guy. Everyone was looking at Jaden. I was just that scrawny little freshman, so it was just really building relationships with guys and just not really worrying about like, oh my gosh, I got to be the leader. I got to do all this stuff. Like I'm just trying to figure out like what I got to do with everything and just figure out my life was what I was really focusing on last year and just becoming a man and becoming just living on my own. All the freshman college stuff was what I was really worrying about. But obviously the second year I'm trying to focus on more becoming a leader and showing guys by example of what I can do and just more things like that, I'd say. So, yeah.
Yeah, why do you have the most swag? You were pointing to yourself.
I mean, I feel like swag, you can't really talk about like just like what you like wear and stuff. It's just like a moxie you have to you. I just feel like I bring that to the table, Everybody can look at you and know like, he's going to execute the play, he knows what to do and he's going to execute. I feel like that's swag.
Wait, but it's one thing for you to say it. Will other teammates outside the quarterback room say that?
Yeah, I'm new here, so you got to give me a little bit of time. But here in the close coming, I feel like they'd agree on that.
Hi, Bennett Rubino, Devil's Digest. Do you ever think you're going to travel 3 time zones away to actually have another quarterback from the state of Alabama on the same team?
It's kind of crazy. We like our schools in high school, they're both rivals, so I joke with them. We beat them twice this year. We went over to their place and beat them, and then we beat them at home, so I kind of joke with them. But no, it's kind of cool to have another Birmingham guy, So he's grown up where I grown up, We're kind of have similar personalities, we grew up in the same town. So it's kind of cool to have someone from the same place.
So even though you're both new guys on the team, do you think it kind of helps your acclimation process as a freshman to know somebody from back
Oh,
home?
absolutely, and especially in the same room, it shouldn't, give us a little way to be closer than everyone else, but it does almost.
Chris Cartman, son of a source. How does it feel 10 practices in versus when you were starting first practice?
Yeah, when I started, it's like bullets flying when you get out there coming from high school, especially like I was in high school 3 months ago. So you get out there the first time, you see the first team defense, you're like, wow, these guys are pretty big, Got to speed up a little bit. The game's just a whole lot faster in every aspect. So I feel like that was the biggest jump for me, just speed and drops, recognition, just timing, pretty much everything. It's just so much faster. Oh, absolutely, yeah. As practice 10, it's not normal. I still have to keep that in the back of my head, just speed. But it's definitely gotten a lot easier than day one.
Lena Washington, 12 News. What did you know about the city of Tempe or Arizona State outside of the football element?
When I came up on my visit, I knew nothing, literally nothing. And then, coming from Birmingham, Alabama, it's a little bit different out here. I loved it, though. I fell in love with it. Despite everything that was happening, within the program, I really feel like this is a place, something really good can happen here. Just the atmosphere, the team, the school, everything about it. It's just an incredible place.
Paul said he doesn't believe it gets 120 out here. Do you believe it?
I've never felt 120, So I guess we'll have to wait and find out.